Bonjour. This is Reflexive Part 2. So you've already learned several reflexive verbs and how to use them. C'est parti. So just a quick review of the reflexive pronouns. We have me, te, ce, nous, vous, and again ce. Of course, the ones that end in vowels, should the next word begin with a vowel, you would replace that with an apostrophe. Okay, so with negative reflexive sentences, it helps to remember that a reflexive pronoun loves its verb and will not be separated from it. So for example, the me reflexive pronoun will not be separated by, for example, ne. You normally want to put that ne right here, right around the verb, baigne. You cannot do that because me, reflexive pronoun, loves its verb. So this would be the correct word order, okay? All right, so let's try it. She doesn't worry, and the infinitive is s'inquiéter. Did you get it? All right, let's try the next one. And you may want to press pause on this video so that you can think a little bit longer. Okay, and here you have two different ways to say we, so that's why there's two sentences. Okay, and then the last one. All right, how did you do? Okay, now we have reflexive sentences with two verbs. So for example, I want to go to bed. The first verb is want, which in French is vouloir. The second verb is the reflexive verb to go to bed, right? Se coucher. So here's how you would do that. You would conjugate the first verb, vouloir, which would conjugate to veut. The second verb, coucher, you would leave it in the infinitive because it is to go to bed, right? And you already know this when we've done this before, that you only conjugate the first verb, not the second. And then the only difference is that you're going to have the reflexive pronoun me, which matches je, okay? All right, so here are some verbs that are often used in conjunction with reflexive. Copy these on a separate sheet of paper for future reference. You will definitely need that. So press pause and copy these verbs. All right, let's try it. Again, you're going to want to press pause and try it, and then unpause and check to see if you got it right. Okay, I have to wake up early. In other words, I must wake up early. Okay, je dois me réveiller tôt. Okay, we can rest after class. Write two sentences because we have two words for we. Press pause. On peut se reposer après les cours. Okay. Nous pouvons nous reposer après les cours, after classes. You are going to brush your teeth. So again, this is future. Tu vas te brosser les dents. Vous allez vous brosser les dents. So again, let me just point out that with body parts, you just leave, in this case, les, because dents is plural, you just leave either le, la, l'apostrophe, or les, because with this reflexive pronoun, it's obvious that it's your teeth. So you don't need to say tes dents, for example. It's obvious because you have that reflexive pronoun. So just to sort of review, you do conjugate the first verb. You have the reflexive pronoun that matches je in this case. The second verb is left in the infinitive. Okay? How did you do? Next, when you have two verbs and a negative, the ne pas goes around the first verb. Okay? Check those out. All right, so try it. You don't have to hurry. Write 2 sentences because you have 2 ways to say you. So press pause. Okay. Tu ne dois pas te dépêcher, or vous ne devez pas vous dépêcher. Okay. He can't get up early. Press pause. Il ne peut pas se lever tôt. And I'm not going to remember. Je ne vais pas me rappeler. All right, and finally we have forming questions. So just to review, to form a question, one way is to put est-ce que in front of a sentence. A second way would be to put n'est-ce pas at the end of a sentence. That's like us saying, you know, right at the end, or it's what we call a tag question. Or when you're speaking, you can raise the tone of your voice at the end to indicate that it's a question. So we have these examples here. Okay, and I kind of hand wrote this, il seras, right, to indicate that it's a question when you're speaking. So now let's review questions using inversion. To form a question using inversion, you just invert or flip the subject pronoun, okay, and the verb. You place a hyphen between. You add T if you end up with 2 vowels next to each other. This is just the same way that you have learned this for regular verbs, and reflexive verbs are no different. You just have to remember that you are not going to touch the reflexive pronoun. So here you see a regular verb. Tu as un stylo is a sentence. As-tu un stylo? All right. So works the same way. We're going to put tu after the verb, put a hyphen between. Okay. We just don't touch the reflexive pronoun. Okay. So let's try it. Okay. Here's a sentence. Veux-vous brosser les dents? Change that to a question. Press pause. Okay, how did you do? So again, note that this vous is the reflexive pronoun. This one is the subject. Okay, let's try the next one. Il se retrouve au stade. All right, how did you do? Here is the reflexive pronoun. All we did is move that subject behind the verb. And finally, you can add a question word in front to get more detail. In other words, instead of just saying, do you wake up, you might put à quelle heure, right, in front, meaning at what time, at what hour, okay? Or you might put pourquoi, meaning why. You could put that in front. Or quand, meaning when, or où, meaning where. Again, you're already familiar with these, and it just works the same way with reflexive.